Hi guys, what is up? It's Ruby. Today I wanted to talk about something that might seem a little TMI, but it is way more common than I think we let people believe. And that is the struggle of bloating. I would say ever since about 16 or 17 years old, I definitely had some issues with bloating after meals and just kind of like continuously in my everyday life. And ever since I became really into nutrition and fitness, I have found some tips and tricks that have really worked for me. So I wanted to sit down today and talk to you guys all about like my tips and tricks on how to reduce bloating. For those who don't know, I live in New York City and there is just a lot of like commotion happening this morning. So if you hear crazy sirens, I am so sorry, but they've been going on for over 2 hours now. So like I just wanted to sit down and film. There was no sense in waiting for them to stop. That's just like one of the struggles of being a YouTuber in New York City. So my first tip, while it might seem very obvious, is water. Drink as much water as you possibly can throughout the day. I personally think, and I am not, keep in mind, I'm not a professional doctor, I'm not a professional like nutritionist or anything like that, but I personally believe that what contributed to like half of my bloating issues was the fact that I was like severely dehydrated and I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking a lot of tea and I was drinking a lot of soda, but I wasn't drinking what our body actually needs, and that is water. So now wherever I go, I always have a water bottle with me. At work, I have a giant water bottle that I try and refill like 3 to 4 times a day. I know that some people say they have like a hard time like drinking water. And so for that, I would say, find like a favorite detox recipe with like natural fruits and everything like that, rather than finding like a sweetener or like a little like flavor thing that you can drop into your water, because that's really not healthy at the end of the day. You want to keep your water in like the purest form possible. So if you're not like me and like you can't just drink like ice cold water, find a detox recipe with fruits that you really love. While we're talking about the drinks that you're putting into your body, stay away from soda and other carbonated drinks. I've never even really been that big into soda. My parents didn't let me have it until I was older, so by the time I could finally kind of like make my own diet choices, soda wasn't something that I ever craved. However, on the rare occasions that I did have like a root beer or a Sprite or something like that, I found that it really contributed to my bloating and fast. And especially when I had like carbonation, it would take a long time for that bloating to like subside. The next little tip that I found worked for me really well was to watch my sodium intake. I get it, snacking is kind of inevitable. We all love chips, or at least I love chips. I love salty foods, but salty foods are not the best for you. Not only are they just not great like for your diet in general, but for some like me, it is really a trigger for bloating. And also I find that when I have a little bit too much sodium in my diet, it makes me just feel a little bit more like sluggish than usual, which I mean, it makes sense. And I'm not saying to deprive yourself of like a salty snack now and then. I'm just saying to definitely watch your intake, especially if you struggle with bloating, which is probably the main reason you're watching this video. By eliminating that for the most part from my diet, it definitely helped me. My next tip, again, might sound really obvious, but it was something that I didn't even realize that I was necessarily doing, and that is to watch the pace that you're eating and also make sure that you're not overeating. There are times where like I get really hungry. Obviously everybody gets hungry, but I get really hungry and I feel like my eyes are kind of bigger than my stomach, and so I order like a little bit more food than I probably know that I can finish, but I try to eat at a little bit of a faster pace just so that I can try to like fit as much food in my body as possible. And every single time I used to do this, I would be super bloated afterwards and I would be confused as to why. And I was like, Ruby, the answer is very obvious and it's like right in front of you. So what I really like to do, even when I'm incredibly hungry or it's been like a long day, is I really like to make sure that I'm taking my time when I eat. I'm chewing slowly, I'm enjoying my food, because it takes a little while for your brain to actually register that you're full. So by eating at like a little bit of a slower pace, you're gonna eat just the right amount of food like for your body, if that makes any sense. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm just kind of trying to explain it in a way that like would make sense to me if I was like having this explained to me for the first time. This next tip is a really big one, and it is certainly one of the most important things that worked for me, and that is finding a natural supplement that aids you and like assists you in eliminating bloating. So for those who don't know, I am an avid lover of Hum Nutrition. Nutrition. It is where I get all of my vitamins and supplements, and I use 2 that specifically assist with digestion and eliminating bloating. I cannot recommend Hum Nutrition enough. I have a video here on my channel where I talk about the vitamins that I actually do take from them, and in the description box of all of my videos, I always have my referral code for you guys. Essentially, when you put my code into Hum Nutrition, you get $10 off your first order, which is absolutely incredible. Their vitamins and supplements are already super affordable, so when you put my code in, it's like crazy cheap. And a lot of you guys have been telling me that you've been using my code and you've been loving like the results that you've been seeing. I probably get like 10 to 15 messages a week from you guys telling me that you put in my code and like you're a lover of Hum Nutrition now, just like me. So that makes my heart like so happy. I don't even work with Hum. I'm not sponsored by them. I've never talked to a representative from Hum. I just love them and I fully believe in them. I've been taking their vitamins and supplements for probably close to 2 years now, and I love the results that I see, and I don't really think I'll ever stop using their products. But combining these supplements with a healthy diet, you know, watching what you're eating, watching like the ingredients that you're putting into your body, making sure they're drinking plenty of water, I think it's just the perfect combination. And finally, even though this wasn't something that I had to do, I just want to mention it in this video. If you are still dealing with severe bloating after trying these tips and maybe more that you found on the internet or that you heard about through friends, please go consult a doctor or a nutritionist if you think that a food allergy is coming into play and that's what's causing your bloating. At the end of the day, like, bloating can make you feel like physically a little bit insecure, but it also can make you feel really uncomfortable. And so I always recommend, like, if you have tried kind of dealing with something on your own, go see a professional. There's no reason to like put yourself through discomfort when there are resources out there that can help you. But there you guys have it. Those are all of my tips and tricks. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up to let me know that you'd like to see more of me on the Ruby Rocks the World channel. Please subscribe and help me grow the Ruby Rocks the World family. It would mean the absolute world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you all are watching this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Okay? Bye everybody.